Good evening and welcome to Lagos Update on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. This program highlights the activities of the Lagos State Governor and other state events. I'm Adeola Akindele. In the highlights of the program today, Lagos State Governor receives report from Judicial Panel of Inquiry on restitution for victims of SARS-related abuses and other matters. This and more after this timeout. We'll begin today with this story. On Monday, 41 officers of Corps 44 senior officers of the Nigerian Armed Forces Command and Staff College, Jaji, were in Lagos as part of a week study tour to the economic nerve center of the country to understudy its social-economic programs and how it impacts on security. Speaking at the Lagos House, Ikeja, the commandant of the college, Olayinka Alade, noted that Lagos is strategic to the nation, hence the reason the team visited the state for research to aid the socio-economic development of the nation and enhance security.
In Lagos, we want to see what has been in place, what are the socio-economic programs that have been put in place to see that humanity improve, human interaction, so that people can have a good life. And by so doing, we are indirectly enhancing national security.
The host governor, Babajide Sanwo-olu, described the theme of the study, enhancing national security through social-economic development, as apt and relevant as the state was chosen for the purpose, being a central rallying point of the country and home to all people cohabiting peacefully.
So indeed, Lagos is a clear example of where we can understand social economic impact and listen on security issues. So we'll be interested to know what are your findings. We'll be interested to know what are your recommendations to us. We're looking forward from a security perspective to help us, to advise us, to encourage us, to see how we can build and continue to have a resilient Lagos.
Governor Sanwo-olu urged participants to explore the opportunities to advise, encourage the government to build a resilient Lagos that can compete with other cities in the world. Also on Monday, 1 year after its inauguration, the Judicial Panel of Inquiry on Restitution for Victims of SARS-related abuses and other matters submitted its report to the Lagos State Governor. After receiving the report at the Lagos House, Ikeja, Governor Babajide Sanwo-olu constituted a 4-member panel led by the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Muyosore Onigbanjo, including the Commissioner for Youth and Social Development, Special Advisor, Works and Infrastructure, as well as the Permanent Secretary, Cabinet Office. Governor Sanwo-olu stated that the committee will bring forward a white paper within the next 2 weeks to be considered by the Lagos State Executive Council, pledging that the report and recommendations will be made public and will be submitted to the National Economic Council meeting in Abuja.
I'm believing and I'm trusting that this process will help us to start the very difficult process of proper reconciliation, restitution, bringing together of everyone that must have, in one form or the other, been affected by either the police or any of our citizens that must have been wronged by one form or the other. The process of healing, I imagine the submission of this panel will start that process. I want to assure you that what you have done for us is indeed very commendable, and it's something that we will not take for granted.
Chairman of the panel, retired Justice Doris Okuwobi, expressed deep appreciation to the Lagos State government and all the stakeholders who appeared before the panel and the team for uncommon resolve and good teamwork.
As much as the panel desired to have taken all petitions of petitioners, the ones not taken by the panel were those who did not comply with our rules of proceeding. So we are left with 40-something petitions actually not taken, which are still pending for hearing. In the report we are about to present, we made recommendations for a body to take over the human rights abuse cases in Lagos State.
The governor said on the 19th of October 2020, in pursuant of Section 1 of the Tribunal Enquiry Law of 2015, he inaugurated the 8-member tribunal to inquire about the disbanded Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SARS Human Rights Abuses, with its mandate extended to the Lekki Toll Plaza incident on 20th October 2020 to make recommendations to the government. Also, during the week, the Lagos State Resilience Office, LASTRO, under the Ministry of Economic Planning and Budget, held a 2-day resilience sensitization workshop for council managers and senior officers of the local government areas and local council development areas across the state. During the workshop, themed Imbibing Resilience Culture in Local Government Programs and Projects, LASTRO Chief Resilience Officer Folayinka Daniel gave an overview of the Lagos Resilience Strategy, stating that the workshop will allow LGAs, LCDAs officials understand the role they have to play in the state resilience strategies.
Okay, so one of the initiatives in the resilience strategy is around strengthening the state's capacity to collect, analyze, and disseminate data. And under the strategy, we want to ensure that Lagos State has enough data and information to be able to plan for the future. And that is why we're saying that everyone needs to register for their Lagos State residence registration card. So please, if you haven't registered for LASTRA, please go and register for your LASTRA card.
Daniel, who stressed the need for implementation of the Lagos Resilience Strategy (LRS), urged the officials to embrace the initiatives outlined and create new opportunities to source finance that will produce greater benefits and resilient outcomes. Participants described the workshop as impactful, as well as provided details on how the local government areas and local council development areas can plan for the future of the state. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-olu on Tuesday unveiled a 6-story multi-level car park and facility building at Onikun, Lagos Island area of the state. The facility has 5 car park floors with a capacity of about 400 vehicles, offices for tickets, while the 6th floor is designated as multi-purpose mixed use with 2 banquet rooms of 800 and 600 seating capacity each. Governor Sanwo-olu stated that his administration completed the project initiated in 2014 as another step towards the fulfilling of one of the goals of the Pillar T in the FAMES agenda, which stands for Traffic Management and Transportation, which is a major driver of the state's economy. According to Governor Sanwo-olu, apart from the ambience the structure would give the environment, the area will also witness free flow of traffic.
This project is now being handed over to all of you, to all of us here. Please let us keep it well. Let us use it well. Let us ensure that we see public assets as our own assets. Let us ensure that we need to continue to pay what is asked for us to pay so that a facility like this can continue to be maintained. It's central air conditioned, you can see, and it beautifies, the entire landscape of Lagos and Lagos Island in particular.
Earlier, the Special Advisor to the Governor on Works and Infrastructure, Aramide Adeyoye, said the facility will promote economic development and improve standards of living of residents, as well as provide employment opportunities. Adeyoye said the judicious use of the facility would also help absorb vehicles that would have otherwise parked on the roadsides and other illegal parking places along the corridor, with its attendant negative impact on traffic flow.
Aside creating job opportunities in execution, the facility will help solve the parking issues usually experienced in taxis. It will also reduce traffic congestion, enhance safety and security along the corridor, and of course, provide aesthetically pleasing environment. More importantly, this project will complement all our efforts around the tourism infrastructure within the precinct of Eko.
The facility is also equipped with elevators, fire alarm system, water treatment plants, among others. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-olu on Tuesday inaugurated a 10-member visitation panel for the Lagos State University, LASU, Ojo. The panel members took their oath of office at a ceremony held at the Lagos House Marina. The visitation panel, chaired by Professor Rahman Bello and Mrs. Yemi Omoloye as secretary, is expected to identify challenges in the state-owned university in the last 12 years and propose solutions to them. The inauguration of the full visitation panel was part of the recommendations of the Professor Bamitale Omole special panel constituted by the state government earlier this year to investigate the issues surrounding the appointment of the 9th Vice-Chancellor for the university. In his keynote address, Governor Babajide Sanwo-olu charged the members of the panel to see the appointment as a call to duty and to make significant contributions towards the growth of LASU. Governor Sanwo-olu also highlighted the times of reference of the visitation panel to include the evaluation of the financial status of the institution since 2009, check quality of staff welfare and security challenges in the institution, and consider any other factor that will make the university fulfill its objectives.
And if necessary, propose modifications to the law to enable the university to better achieve its set objective. To examine the historical evolution of the university in the context of its achievements and challenges, as well as modus operandi and direction. Advise also on necessary fundamental amendments, if any, in terms of its law, conventions, and practices for the university to optimally achieve its set objectives.
In a vote of assurance, the chairman of the panel, Professor Rahman Bello, who thanked the governor for the opportunity to serve, assured him that members of the panel will put in their best and wealth of experience to bear in the discharge of their duty.
Though Lagos State is putting so much resources into LASU, I believe that we want it to really be in that direction. And that's why this invitation panel has been put together. So I want to assure Your Excellency that we will do our best and we will not regret putting this thing in place. Thank you very much.
Other members of the panel include Professor Dipo Kolawole, Professor Ebunluwa Dejeyegbe, Professor Joseph Ajenka, Mr. Yorinde Ogunruku, Mr. Ibrahim Akpomade, Mr. Akinwale Ayodeji, Mr. Paul Kalejaye, and Mr. Lawal Pedro. Finally, on the program today, Lagos State Government, through its Office of Sustainable Development Goals and Investment, SDGs, has launched Lagos Investment Deal Book aimed at educating investors and residents on the various investment opportunities available across the state. Speaking at the launch at Lagos State Investment Roundtable, Governor Babajide Sanwo-olu acknowledged the impactful role investors, domestic and foreign, play in the economy and development of the state, while expressing belief that the continued growth and success of Lagos is premised on the strengths and diversity of these partnerships. According to Governor Sanwo-olu, the solutions in healthcare, education, agriculture, environment, security, automation, and many more captured in the themes agenda must be paid for, and this is where investors come in as the partners and vehicles who will deploy the capital and the financial mechanisms that will underwrite the solutions to all of the challenges and problems.
We've also seen partnerships being put together in the last few years on new road infrastructure. That's why Oniru is here, and Oniru in Victoria Land. We've been able to work partnership. We've grown new roads, we've grown new development, and creatively as a state now, we're also even using partnership for areas where you consider them as only government go-to area. In education, we have creative budget financing, and we're scaling up our investments, in education.
Special Advisor to the Governor, Sustainable Development Goals and Investment, Sholakwe Hammond, said to underscore the high premium placed on driving investments into the state, the government has thoughtfully strengthened the Office of SDGs and Investment as a one-stop shop for all investment processes and procedures with a view to further enhance the ease of doing business in Lagos. And with that story, we conclude this week's edition of Lagos Update, a program that highlights the activities of the Lagos State Governor and other state events. You can listen to Lagos Traffic Radio on our website www.trafficradio961.ng and follow us on our various social media platforms. Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. On YouTube, subscribe to our channel, Lagos Traffic 961. You can download our app, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM from Play Store for more updates. Thanks to my producer, Babatunde Akinyemi, and studio engineer, Oyeshola Ola, with support from the social media team. The executive producer is Tayo Akunle. I'm Adeola Akindele. Next week is another date. Stay blessed and stay safe.